welcome to Everything Horror Podcast with your hosts Paul Boski and Tessa Baker. We discussed everything from film, books, games, figures, and music. We chat what we love, dislike, or could have changed.
Welcome back, everybody. We cannot wait to get this fucking show done. Alright, anyway, let's kick it off, right? So we got some very cool guests tonight. We got Lamont Lightspeedsonic, aka Lightspeedsonic. We got Chrystello here, who is also known as our co-assistant host, and also on Twitch as Chrystello Lovebello. And then we got the infamous Barry, Sky High Gaming. And then we got, the host. So, yeah. I don't think we need an introduction because you should know our name by now. Anyway, let's start going in today. So, tonight's topic is, everybody get ready. Get ready for the drum roll. Get ready for the stupid ass drum roll because it's about to hit the fan. Okay. It is Outlast 2, ladies and gentlemen. Outlast 2 is the topic for tonight's very, very stupid episode. Anyway,
hooray.
Yeah, see, we all don't even care for it. We just want to get this done and over with.
Yeah, we just want to get this episode over with.
I'm sorry, guys. Before we start the podcast, let me grab my trash can so I can continue to barf.
In that case.
If anybody needs a stick drink, now would be the time to grab it.
Alright.
Or another corn dog.
It's sponsored by Jack Daniels. All I'm saying.
And it's sponsored by a corn dog, I believe I heard.
Oh yeah, corn dog, yeah.
So make sure you got your corn dog and your fucking Jack Daniel. Alright, so quick question. I'm going to start this off because we're going to do things a little bit differently. We some of us wrote down some things to discuss for this episode. Anyway, we'll start off with this random ass question. Who here enjoyed Outlast 2? That's what I thought.
Ever. We need an insert cricket chirp right there.
Yeah, guys. It's the best game ever. Yeah, buy it today. No, not really.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Just kidding. It was not 10 out of 10.
I think I'd rather play Barbie Schoolgirl than play Outlast 2. That's what I'm saying.
It was very disappointing. Let's just put it this way, guys. Guys, you ready for this? I didn't even finish the whole fucking game. I gave up because I lost interest in it.
Oh, you got off easy.
Oh, yeah, that's easy. Yeah, you did. You got to finish that shit at least.
Cheater, you gotta go through like we did.
No fucking way. No, as Barry would say.
You gotta suffer. You gotta suffer just like us.
Nope. I seen enough by watching the rest of y'all play through that eyesore of a game. I'm like, fuck this.
Okay, so I think we can all agree on 3 things about the game. And this is just being the good things about the game. The graphics were amazing.
Shit.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Are we stating good things? I'm sorry, Paul.
Yeah,
I'm
sorry.
Yeah, we're talking
gonna
about
go with the good
highlights.
The good graphics, the soundtrack, the eerie, nice little soundtrack, and then we got the, what was the last one?
The school environment.
The school.
Now, if the whole game was done in the school environment, I think we can all agree that Outlast 2 would have been much
phenomenal if
better.
It was in the school.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I think the game would have been good if it was either in just the school or the woods. I mean, honestly, both patterned together, I'm like, what's the purpose of this? I mean, yeah, like you said, choose one.
Yeah. Well, I found the school just because, look at the first Outlast game. You were trapped in just the asylum. That's
that was fucking perfect.
Yeah.
And that was it.
That was awesome.
That was it. So, yeah, anybody else have anything to go with, to add to the list, or say why, anything good about it before we start wailing on it?
Okay.
I got something. I got something.
Oh, hang on.
I got something.
Okay.
You said the good thing. Honestly about the game. Honestly, like I said, I think the characters. I mean, I think I kind of liked certain characters. They were kind of good. Like, I liked Blake's character. I liked how they did the priest or whatever the fuck his funky looking name was. What was his name?
Tickles?
No, not Mr. Tickles. He was by far one of my favorites.
I think his name Knopf. I think the priest's name Knopf or something.
Knopf. I think his character was done pretty well, honestly. But I mean, honestly, that's it for the characters. I mean, but the graphics were good, and I guess the soundtrack. But I haven't actually heard the soundtrack. But I mean, we're gonna go with the graphics and certain characters, and if I heard the soundtrack, maybe the soundtrack.
And then, hang on, wait for it.
Yeah.
Wait for it. Okay, that was me opening up my beer for me talking with this. So go get your Jack Daniel, your Corn Dog, and your Labatt Blue.
Well, since we're getting alcohol, I'm gonna go get me an orange soda and some vodka. We're all drinking. I might as well drink too.
I went to the liquor store.
Yeah.
And
Tessa's
got some wine in the fridge. So
yeah, I think I'm gonna get that in just a second. But
I'm not gonna lie to you. I definitely bought. I went to the liquor store just for this occasion. I bought a whole thing of Jack. So we're gonna try to drink the whole bottle tonight and discuss how shitty Outlast 2 was. Woo! Yeah,
I'm gonna need the energy. So corn dogs and Gatorade for me.
All right, that works. That works too.
yeah.
Get your vitamin C. Oh, wait, that's fucking Sunny D.
Yeah.
Go get that shit.
Oh, Seagram.
All right, anyway.
But
another good thing about this game is that it ended.
Podcast does not condone underage drinking, okay? We're all adults on this
Yeah,
podcast. We all can drink.
we're all adults. We're over the age of 21.
I'm 16. No, I'm not. I'm joking.
I'm 17. I'm not really 21, guys. I'm 17. Don't let me lie to you.
Don't give me
Yeah, exactly. I'm 13.
He says allegedly.
30 is the new 13. Anyway, let's go.
Yeah, right.
So let's go down the list here a little bit. So, Lamont, what would you say that you liked about the game?
Other than the fact that it was finally over, maybe maybe just the whole creepy atmosphere of the school. Like, I'm pretty sure you all agree with that.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, they should have just stuck to one environment. One environment, and it should have been the school. Just like in Outlast, you were stuck inside the asylum, and that was scary as fuck, because you were trapped. You couldn't
Nowhere
get
to
out.
go.
You didn't know where to go. You know, you had to run from freaking criminally insane maniacs. You know, it was intense.
Yep.
I'd live there.
Right. Okay. So, Chrystello, what would be anything else you want to throw in about something good about Outlast 2? Or do you think we kind of just mentioned it all?
I think we pretty much covered it. The graphics were beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. They were beautiful graphics. The water, the scenery was beautiful. The music was beautiful. The creepy noises were perfect. That's about it.
Beautiful graphics
I will say,
and creepy ambience do not make an awesome game.
Agreed.
Right, which is what I told you guys. You can have a beautiful, badass-looking car, but if all the parts in the engine don't fit,
It ain't
it's not
gonna
going to
work.
work.
Barry, is there anything out that we haven't said that you would like to tribute to Outlast 2 being good?
Well,
Okay then,
I mean,
move it.
honestly.
Wait.
Wait. Hang on. Wait,
Moving
babe.
on.
Wait. Barry wanted to say something here. He's even saying, wait. So let Barry finish.
I mean, honestly, like you guys, it comes down to what you guys were saying, where it's, no matter what, the graphics were beautiful. I definitely enjoyed the scenery. The sounds were perfect. Definitely kept me on my toes at all times with the sounds, which I enjoyed that a lot. I mean, like I said, a couple characters were really well put together in my opinion, but I mean, honestly, I'm happy to agree with what Tessa says. I mean, good graphics, good sound quality isn't what always makes a game. I mean, you're going to need a story base, and that just wasn't there. So, I think the good things were what I said.
Agreed. Okay, babe, what were you gonna say before we continue?
All I was gonna say was, some of the characters, like everybody's been saying, were good. Like Mr. Tickles to Crystal would refer him, or AKA the tongue monster, as we would call him. I'm not sure what Barry calls him, but Barry's reaction on Twitch to him was priceless. But,
I'm not gonna lie to you. I pictured him in my dreams. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
well, I can
In some
understand that.
It wasn't a pleasant dream either.
No.
That's all I'm gonna got.
No, I can't imagine.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's the greatest ever.
Was that? Oh, hey, look, all I'm saying was.
Did you have wet dreams?
Give me some sugar, baby.
All I'm saying is, all I'm saying about that tongue master is his tongue game's on point. That's all I'm saying on this podcast.
Oi.
That's all I'm saying.
Oi.
I can attest to it.
Alright,
I'm
so...
not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything.
Alright.
But,
Yeah,
okay, I am. He would make a lady very happy. That's all
Yeah,
I'm saying.
I'm just saying.
Oh, God.
Great.
Know what I just realized? I know who Mr. Tickle would love to, treat, I guess. Just because maybe it might have worked to keep her away from you for, most of the point of the time. But that would be the bitch with the scythe.
I'm just gonna call her the Reaper bitch.
People call her Marta, I mean. But we can just call her the Reaper bitch or the Nut bitch because that's all she goes for. Is the groan.
Oh, poor
Hey man, hey look, don't hate her. Hey, don't hate her, bro.
She wants
That's
to
what all she wants is that D. You know what I'm saying? She's just trying to find a good D in her life, okay?
Anyway, well, that's why there's Mr. Tickle. Mr. Tickle should have done his job then and took her away from all this with the tongue. Anyway, Anyway.
I'm not rated for young viewers to be listening to. This is very, radar.
Outlast in general is not for little kids. Anyway.
If that's the case, I'll take one for the team.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I already did take one for the team. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying on that one.
Anyways, what was everybody's first reaction of the Reaper bitch that we're just gonna codename? I thought she was annoying.
Knows how to party.
I thought she looked like one of my ex-girlfriends.
I think she was supposed. My thoughts on this are, I think she was supposed to be the Chris Walker equivalent, but it just wasn't.
She was more clingy than Chris Walker, though.
Yeah,
that
but
bitch,
I think that's what they were going for.
That bitch was always there, no matter what. She was that clingy girlfriend you cannot get rid of.
No, honestly.
She didn't want you to leave her for anyone else.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, go ahead, Crystal.
I was just going to say, if I was one of the weirdos that shipped characters, I'd ship her and the groom together. Her and Eddie Gluskin would be a perfect couple.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because she was, like Crystal had said before, she's very good at making people into women.
Yep.
Oh, I know. I know. Trust me, I know.
Yeah, Barry knows firsthand.
Oh, yeah. Being a man playing that game was physically impossible for me. That's what I'm just trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say. All I'm trying to say is...
It made me tingly.
All I'm saying is... No, but honestly, I think her character... I think her character was... Honestly, in my opinion, I just didn't understand her character. I understand she was maybe like Tessa said, the Christopher Walken of, Outlast 2. But at the end of the day, it's just, I felt like, I think Lamont said it, she was very clingy. It was, in my opinion, I just didn't understand her character. As much as I did Christopher Walken in the first Outlast. Her character was just really bizarre to me.
Like she was just a placeholder or
You might
something.
have to lay off the Jack Daniels. You're going to have to lay off the Jack Daniels.
I think I would have
Christopher
rather...
Walken is an actor.
Chris Walker.
Yeah. Hey, look, hold on. He's Christopher Walken to me right now. Okay, so don't judge me. Okay, don't judge me. He's Christopher Walker. All I can do is picture it. Can you imagine Christopher Walken playing Chris Walker? That would be completely fucking creepy.
I would love it.
I love it.
I think I'd rather deal with Chris Walker 1,000 times over than Miss Reaper. I'm gonna take your nuts, bitch.
She was an interesting character, but she didn't have a part in the game. Like, she was just there to chase you.
Yeah.
Like, if she would have had a backstory, like, she was just an executioner for popping off. That's it. That was it. That's all she was. And that was her whole sword.
Unnecessary chasing scenes.
Well,
we'll get there in a minute, too.
My friend gave her the best nickname ever. He gave her, her nickname for the game was the Boner Killer. That was just, you know, I thought that name fit pretty well. I mean, honestly, the Boner Killer. I mean,
she definitely was a cop block.
I mean, it's definitely blocking some shit, but I'm just saying.
So, did everybody get a chance to say the Reaper bitch? Or the Boner Killer, or whatever? Yeah. Okay. So
can we go with the Boner Killer? It sounds cooler.
All right, yeah, we'll go with the Boner Killer. All right, fuck it. Anyway, next question, because the next two questions that I have, and then we'll go into somebody else's. But I kind of got the idea because it almost happened like one after another. So my next question is, did anybody here experience a problem with the environment? And what I mean by that is like getting stuck on a fucking small rock, like a fence or something.
Fuck yes, dude. Fuck yes, I did. I'm not gonna lie to you. Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you, Crystal, I have to agree with you on that one. Dude, every fucking time I was running away, I felt like the damn barrels were getting in my goddamn way. I got trapped. I got killed a lot of times just because a barrel got in the way. I'm not gonna lie.
I got killed because I couldn't get out of the fucking barrels. Like, they would glitch, and I would try to get out the barrels. Lamont was watching me. Wow. I could not get out of the barrel one time. And I just had to stand there and get killed because it would not let me out the fucking barrel.
Wow.
Yeah.
The first time you meet the Boner Killer, when you have to run back, I actually got snagged on a small little fucking rock. I didn't die though, but I almost was thinking should die because I'm like, what the fuck am I fucking stuck on? Oh my god, this bitch is gonna kill me. What the fuck? And then I turned around and she's gone and I'm like, what the hell just happened? Like I looked down in a small ass little fucking like pebble and I'm like, how am I getting snagged on this? How?
Well, I think part of me got stuck on a lot of the cave when you were in the mines. I had a lot of problems with the mines too when I was in the mines.
One of my worst. I hate that mines. I just hate it. That's probably the.
I didn't have problems with the mines. I bet it was before the mines. I had problems.
I had most of my problems with the game, like the actual game glitching out and fucking up for me. It was mostly in the mines because I was getting stuck. I was getting stuck on, like, little things, like, I got stuck in, like, on one of the parts in the mines, you had, like, those wooden barriers, that you saw. I got stuck on one of those. I mean, there were some other things that I got stuck on object-wise, but I definitely had a lot more problems in the mines than anything else.
I had more problems trying to crawl through things. Like, when you have to, like, crawl, it's like you would not crawl through the fucking holes. I'm like, crawl, go through this. You can go through this. And he wouldn't. It's like he just would not crawl through it.
It's like they were retarded. They didn't know what to do.
Oh, boy.
He's like, I get on my knees for no one.
All right, Lamont, what did you get stuck on? I haven't really heard anything from you yet. What did you get stuck on?
You know when you have to, like, jump and climb certain ladders or whatever? It's like he won't latch onto the climb and lift himself.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Okay. Babe, how about you? Did you get snagged on anything from the environment?
Barrels, fences, rock. Pretty much anything that you could possibly, like, not supposed to get caught on, I got caught on.
Okay.
I mean, but then again, Tessa didn't really Tessa didn't really
I
fully experience the game because she
will-
didn't beat the game.
I will finish it just because you're calling me out on this, but I'm just proving
I'm
a
calling
point.
you out.
I'm
calling you out.
I'm proving a point that the game was that bad that I had no desire to finish it. It was that bad. That's the point I'm trying to prove.
Alright, so my
It's
final...
like the game
I can
had plenty
understand
of
that.
like invisible hooks or something to
Oh
keep you
god,
from moving.
yeah. Invisible folks, like the invisible wall. I actually just called it the invisible wall problem, which, like, that's why I was mentioning it. But the last question is, like, did you guys feel at that point in time when when you first got to, like, the town, per se, and then you had to go get the power turned on from the generator, how many people right then and there noticed that this is no longer an Outlast game, this is more like a cat and mouse game?
I felt like that.
Yeah,
I
I felt
honestly
it.
did feel too. I definitely felt it a lot.
I was so, like, kind of, like, bummed at that point, because I'm just like, wait a minute. I'm like, this is nothing but a chasing game. Like, what the like, what is going on here? And then, like...
All it was is you walking into the wrong part of a neighborhood.
Yeah, pretty
It
much.
was like walking into Detroit, like at the wrong
It's like
time
walking
for
into the
hour.
village naked and then having the villagers coming after you because you're swinging your penis around or something. Like, I mean, I don't know, but...
I couldn't swing my penis around. The crazy bitch took mine all multiple times. That's all I'm saying. So I didn't have nothing to dangle, you know. I couldn't do anything to that. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I wish you had bits of penis falling on the ground, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, I just thought I would throw it out there and wanted to ask about the cat and mouse thing because that kind of started to bum me out about the game, for one. But I think, I don't know if anybody else put this down, so I'll just throw it out real quick. But did anybody have a question about what the hell that light and horn was about?
Yeah, I want to know what the hell that was. I was like, dude, am I on a cruise ship now? Like, what is going on? Like, multiple times. Like, I didn't understand it at all. Like, what is this light? Like, at first, my first take on it was, because it had a lot to do with religion, I thought it was Jesus. I was like when I saw that, I thought about it, I was like, maybe it's Jesus. I don't know, because it's very religious. But when I saw that a few times, I got bummed out with the game. I was like, please, Jesus, fix this game. I saw the light. I thought maybe every time the light came and it brought you into it, I thought Jesus had not fixed the game. That's what I thought. Honestly, that's all I'm gonna say on the matter.
Maybe
But
it was Red Barrel's way of saying your character's having an epiphany.
it had to be something like I thought it was maybe its way of saying return to GameStop. I don't know. I thought maybe on the other side of the light it was going to be like some dude from Welcome to GameStop. What can I do for you? Take this game back. That's what you can do for me.
Yeah, Chrystello, you were going to say something.
About the light?
Yeah, I think you were mentioning something about it.
I don't know. I thought it was a reckoning about to happen. Like, I really did. I thought something cool was gonna happen. And in all honesty, I started after a while thinking, alright, is Cthulhu gonna fucking show up? Because you got the crazies, you got this horn blaring. I'm like, alright, Cthulhu's gonna show up. Come on, Cthulhu. Make this game work.
Right?
Please, Cthulhu, show up.
Sorry to interrupt right here for a minute, but I just remember the only thing I can think of about this light and horn is if you guys remember playing the game when you're on the raft, the light and horn strike again, and then, like, right after that happens, you see, like, the dead bodies or dead fish or whatever before you get, like, pulled in the water. So...
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
So... I don't know if that was like some type of like undead call-in or something. Like like to awaken the dead. I mean, I don't know because.
Which?
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Paul. No, go ahead. I'll finish when you're done.
I was just gonna say, because I don't know if anybody heard the crazy lady with the book at one point that was like on a deck higher than you, but she was like reading something out of a book, but like she was almost like putting her hand over like the little lake or river, we'll say, like almost like she's cursing the water or something.
You're talking about the part right after the crazy chick killed Ethan, right? Like when you like that part, like when Ethan welcomes you into his home and you go to sleep.
Yeah, this is after. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like right after that. You turn the corner and there's that crazy chick standing on top of a ledge, and she's reading something, like holding her hand over the water.
Yeah, and she's got a book. Yeah, she's got a book.
Yeah, she's got a book.
Yeah, she's saying something too, which you can only hear if you use the microphone on your camera. But I noticed that. We'll get to that in a minute too, but I noticed the battery sucked in the game too, because it seemed like using the microphone in night vision was draining the batteries worse than the first Outlast. So, but anyway.
Dollar Tree battery.
Yeah.
That's what I said. They were not Duracells.
No, they were not. They're like $1 battery type bullshit that lasts 5 minutes. Yeah, that's where I'll stop on my question. So whoever would like to take the question for a little bit, go for it.
I got one. Anybody know what's up with Red Barrel's fascination with having characters lick you or whatever?
Oh, I noticed that too.
Oh yeah, you're talking about that. You talking about that part where that blonde chick kept on licking you?
Yes.
Yep.
Yo, I was trying to figure that too. I thought maybe she was trying to I thought she was maybe just trying to please me.
Which, by the way,
other chick was.
Yeah, go ahead, Barry.
I mean, honestly, I didn't really understand that. I didn't understand the whole licking thing. Like, I didn't know if it was I didn't understand if it was like tradition to like lick your enemies or what the fuck it was, but it really creeped me out. I was like, okay, this doesn't, like, when I saw that for the first time, I was like, okay, this is something that, like, you didn't see in the first Outlast. You know what I mean? I knew the characters in the first Outlast were kind of, like, creepy, but they weren't so creepy enough to where they were gonna come up and lick you. I mean, I thought she was part cat, honestly. Like, trying to lick me.
The Whistleblower DLC, the beginning of that, when they had you strapped in a chair, one of the guards that put you there, when you were looking at the monitor, he kind of licked you for a quick second.
Yeah, I saw that. I remember
that. It's like a whole tongue monster on Outlast too, so it's like somebody there has a tongue fetish.
They're kinky.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell is up with the whole licking thing, and I did notice that as well. But let's continue with questions. Lamont, Chrystello, Barry, you got anything?
I think I have a question. I want to get your guys' honest opinion on this. So that part where you met the big dude with the little dude on his shoulders, what is your guys' thoughts on the whole crucifixion with the whole nailing you to the cross thing? Like, that was like, when I saw that, I was like, I mean, I can understand, like I understand the game was very religious, but that part really, like, they took religion to a whole new level with the whole repeating the whole crucifixion thing, you know what I mean? Nailing you to the cross.
Well, yeah, because he saw you as their new god.
So I wanted to know what your guys' thoughts what your guys' thoughts were on that process, because in my opinion, I thought, besides the whole, you know, how the game was shitty, I actually kind of did enjoy that part, because it kind of reminded me, was like, well, you got your wife who's pregnant with the Antichrist, and then all of a sudden, like, or whatever it was, exactly, and then now all of a sudden they're all worshiping, like, their god. Like, I I remember, and I kind of knew it was like every time it happened because that crazy chick, and a lot of the other characters were saying, God always loves you, or like some shit, they were always saying, God loves you, and it's like, and then all of a sudden, like, the whole crucifixion scene, I was like, okay, this is completely blowing my mind. I didn't fully understand it, but it was really, in my opinion, it was really good at how they actually did it. You know what I mean? How they had like this whole ritual, and it was just they had like, because you had like all the people, like all these weird people that were viewing you getting nailed to the cross, and I felt like, honestly, I'm very religious. My family is very religious, so it was like I felt like I was watching the Passion of the Christ all over again. I don't know, it's just weird.
I'm going to hold my thoughts for the very end because it would work perfect if I waited till the very end to say this.
Oh, that's fine.
But I will let Lamont and Crystal answer that, and Tessa.
I think maybe as far as that, depending on who's actually played this game, like other gamers, it probably set off a lot of people with all this, religious stuff, and then the whole crucifixion and whatnot. But other than that, yeah, I agree with Barry. I think that was like interesting and whatnot to the game. I mean, it added something different that you don't usually see in most games.
Agreed.
That's just one of my opinions, though.
No, I can agree with that. Crystal?
At that part, oh boy. Because I was raised in a really strict Catholic family. Like, super strict Catholic family. So, watching that, like, I had people laughing because they even made the sign of the cross on camera. I was like, oh Lord Jesus, here we go. You know, I was like, they're really crucifying, which I already kind of expected it because me and Paul, he kind of threw hints before I played that part, and I figured it out. So I kind of knew what was about to happen, but still watching someone get crucified, I'm just like, holy shit, they're actually doing this in the game? And I'm thinking, you know, a lot of people who are super religious are going to flip their shit. Like, I can play this and be shocked, but it not bother me. But a lot of religious people, they're probably thinking, this game needs to get burnt.
Yeah, that's where my point with the game was. I mean, 'cause like I said, I was raised in my mom and my parents, my family, out of my family are very religious. So it's like if that like just and it wasn't what it got to me was how like gruesome and graphic it got to you being crucified on the cross, and it's just like how many people. When I got to that point, I was like thinking, how many people are gonna make comments about this game just for that part and flip shit exactly just because of that. And it was just like it's crazy, man.
They really put people out of their comfort zone in this game. I will give them that. That's one thing I will give a plus to this game. It takes you out of your comfort zone. No matter what horror game you play, this game right here, if you're religious, even if you're not religious, you're going to sit there and go, holy shit. This is
anything that touches
really
on.
And
sorry.
And one thing that I believe they did this time around is you actually got to see them like nail you, like with the nail. Like it wasn't like with Outlast, the first Outlast, where you looked away. You actually watched them nail you.
Yeah, and what got me though was the part when like the guy was talking, and like. He nails the first one in, and it's like crazy. He's having this full-on conversation with you, and then he's getting serious about what he's talking about, and then all of a sudden, like if you remember hearing it, he's like, okay, put the other nail in. Like what? Hold up, we were just having a conversation. Now you're gonna go for put the other one in? What? Hold up, bro. Hold up, I didn't sign up for that shit.
Which they did a horrible job because they forgot one nail, but I guess then you wouldn't have got down.
In the legs, in the feet.
They didn't even nail your feet in. They just nailed your hands. Yeah. I'm like, are you going to finish the job? Or are you just going to leave me hanging on your hands?
I mean, come on, where's the spear? Where's the spear to see if I'm even alive? Come on, do something. Do it at least halfway.
Where's the light with that fucking horn? Tell me that I'm okay.
Right? I was like, at least let me fake my death and then throw me in a tomb. I mean, and I rise again 3 days later. I mean, do something. Have some type of meaning.
The thing was, I didn't even get my crown, okay? They didn't give me my crown.
They didn't even give you a crown of thorns, man. At least make me feel somewhat of a king. I mean,
if you're gonna make me Jesus, damn it, you're right.
I mean, shit. I mean, the crazy bitch was already parting my nutsack. I mean, come on. I mean, you could have at least gave me my crown of thorns. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
Or at least made me a crown out of my balls or something. Let me wear
exactly. I mean, shit. Hey, look. All I'm saying is, as many acorns.
This whole podcast is just so messed up.
As many acorns and nuts that I had to pick up with someone, I could have seriously made a badass crown. All I'm saying.
Or you could have made a lot of squirrels happy.
All I'm saying to everybody who's watching this podcast. All I'm saying to before we honestly go any further with this podcast, all I want to say to everybody in this pause. Hey, shit, I got you, girl. Whole bottle of Jack right here. Let's go. Before we continue, I do apologize to anybody that watches this podcast, because this is by far going to be the most dirtiest podcast you've ever heard. And it's all going to be because of the girl that was fucking cutting everybody's nuts off. That's all it's going to be. You're going to hear that the whole podcast, so just get used to it.
It's okay. It's okay. Crystal can always share her dirty story that she found. The pink friend, as we're going to call it.
The pink monster.
Yeah. The pink monster.
The tub dweller.
Anyway, before we continue on, Tessa, do you need to add anything to the crucifixing part? Okay.
No.
Moving on.
No, I just need more to drink.
Next question.
Oh, wait, I had something. I just want to say, pretty much any game that touches on religion or race is probably going to turn heads.
Yeah, because they're going to see it as sacrilegious.
I mean, honestly, my one more thing I have to say about the whole thing is, honestly, with the whole religious thing, I mean, the developers of this game, the people that made this game, they knew, like, religion is one thing in this world that you can't joke around about, or you can't.
It's very taboo.
That's one thing. That's one category in this world, that in this life that people take seriously. You know what I mean? And like, honestly, I feel like the people that made Outlast, I feel like they had some big balls. Like
they were trying to push it as far as they can go. They were trying to see how far they could push it.
They pushed it.
And yes, they did.
They did push it.
I mean, they definitely pushed it to, the whole, I know friends that are Catholics, Jews, everybody that played this game, and they were like, what the fuck? I mean, they were even telling me, I was like, what's your thoughts of this game? And a lot of them said they hated the game, but I asked them why they hated the game, and the majority of their answers were because of the religion thing. They just didn't like how they played out with the whole religion in the game. They didn't like that.
And I can see that. A lot of what's the word I'm looking for? We'll just say diehard Catholics, because I can't really think of a better term. But
you just hear them in the back of the crowd, blasphemy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they're going to be the one that will always say something about the game, like, oh, you pushed religion too far, like, blah, 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 blah. And I mean, I usually try to stay out of it, but in this case, you can't really stay out of it, because they pushed it to the point where people will be disgusted about how far they did push it, and how they will piss off a lot of people who are, like, the diehard Catholic people. The true... The ones that are really, really religious, yeah. So, but yeah, that's my thought.
Which, in all honesty, they do kind of play on the Catholic religion in both of the games. Like, for some reason, Christianity, like Catholics in general, I'm like, come on, man. Really? Another Catholic priest? But, I mean, I'm Catholic, and I'm just like, hey, you know, it is what it is. I can take the punches. So.
I mean, shit. I mean, you went from Outlast 1, which is, you know, like you said, the Catholic. You know, it was just really crazy. I mean, the whole situation was, you go from Outlast 1, it touched a little bit on religion. I mean, this game by far touched way more on religion.
It was all about religion in the second one.
But I mean, you go from the Catholic priest in the first one, and then to the Catholic priest in the second one, and then near the end of the game, you find out that they take the whole Catholic priest and then they throw a pedophile into the whole thing. Like, who does that? Who does that?
Red Barrel apparently
does that.
I mean, it was equaling it up, man. It was just, you know, heaving that shit up, but it was just like, you go from
they played
Catholic
on the dark
priest,
part of Christianity, pretty much.
Yeah, dude, it's like
Christianity that they pulled out.
Well, it's because of real life too. Because I mean,
yeah,
and it's true. I mean, if you look at Catholic priests, me being, and then you know, like that, who do you hear about being pedophiles? Yeah. Catholic priests.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a stigma in our religion.
Yeah.
So I mean, they just play on that.
That's definitely one thing that why, like, even me, like, you know, I mean, I'm not really Catholic anymore, but I used to, like, go to a Catholic school. But, like, as I grew older and learned, like, priests rape little boys behind closed doors kind of thing, and then, you know, we go in and pay the church money, blah, 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 to keep them hush-hush is the way I kind of look at it. But because you're trying to help support the church, but, like, do with me as you please, by the way. This is just my thought. But, you know, like, that's kind of one thing that made me go, what God would allow this? If this priest is supposedly the voice of God or whatever, then how is God letting this priest getting away with raping a little boy or whatever? So it goes back to real life, because it's just like, you know, it happens.
Shit actually happens.
Well, it has happened, but yeah, I mean, but yeah, it can happen.
It continues to happen. But,
yeah, it continues to happen behind closed doors, and we may not even know it as we even speak. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that 2 cents out there. So next question. Chop.
I have a question. Alright, we all know who my favorite character in this game is. We all know Mr. Tickles. Even as fucked up as he is, my favorite character. Who is your guys? Yeah, who is y'all's favorite character and y'all's least favorite character in this game?
We favorite character is definitely the boner killer. And favorite character, I guess I'll say Mr. Tickle. I didn't mind him.
Yeah, I honestly, as much as Mr. Tickles scared the fuck out of me, I would definitely say Mr. Tickles is probably my favorite character. He definitely, and I think the reason why he's more my favorite character was because, at least with him, you know, every encounter with him was at least somewhat decent. You know what I mean? Like, every time I found him or he found me, it was, you know, it wasn't like the whole situation was every time the boner killer saw me, I already knew what was going to happen. So honestly, Mr. Tickles is probably my favorite, and we already know who my least favorite is, and that's the boner killer, because I couldn't even keep a boner with her. That's all I'm saying. I mean, it was really possible.
My least favorite character was the transgender lady guy. They were my least favorite character. Like, I didn't like the boner killer, but she or he, whatever they identified as,
whatever
was
it
my least
was.
favorite character. Yeah, whatever they identified as, I did not. That was my least favorite character. I just didn't like their character at all.
Yeah, I didn't care for her either, but I
didn't even know what that was
yet. Anyway, you can't speak. Anyway, No, well, let's be honest. You saw this bitch probably like 3 or 4 times in the game. That's really not enough time to really, we'll just say, get to know the person. Because, I mean, the first time you meet, you're like, hey, I just met you, and now you're licking my face. So, and then the second time, you're like, being held by, like, the tree people, as I'm gonna call, that like to show off their dinglings, and then she's like covered in the mud the second time, and then the third time, I believe, or maybe even third and fourth time, she's in the mine trying to hunt you down. So I mean,
yeah, honestly, this is gonna sound kind of weird, but every time I saw her, like, and she kept on licking me, the only thing I could think was Carly Rae Jepsen call me maybe, like, I don't want to call you. I don't want to call you after this. Can you just stop licking my face? Like, this is really creepy right now. Like, I feel like, honestly, like, dealing with her licking me, it made me not even want to play the game. I'm like, okay, this game's like really taking a really wrong turn really fast. But I can definitely understand. But she only had I think you said, Paul, she only had like 3 sights in the game, right? Like 3 sightings.
Or 4.
You only
Yeah,
saw her?
it's really not that much.
Cameo appearances.
But my question was, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut anybody off side of the question, but I really want to just clarify this real quick. She was the daughter of Ethan, right? Was she Ethan's daughter? Because the reason why the only reason why I say that was because
Val. That was Val is the she lady or she man, the transgender. That's Val. The one that licks you is Val.
Yeah.
Mary Jane or whatever is Ethan's daughter.
Right.
She left. She's gone. So Val's a whole different character. That was Papa Knopf's right hand person.
Okay, no. The only reason why I say that was because that confused me at first because he said because when Ethan asked about his daughter, he described her as being a blonde-haired girl, and the only blonde-haired girl that I saw at that time was the girl that just licked me. So that's why I just wanted to clarify if that was her, and maybe she just changed her name. So that's all that. I mean, so if it wasn't her, it wasn't her. I just wanted to clarify
Well, no,
that
because I think Val was actually a male at first. Mal became Val, not Mal. Val was a dude that I think was turned into a female.
Right.
But he
That's
was a
what
dude.
I was getting at.
So that wasn't his daughter.
Well, maybe Val would have been perfect for Eddie Gluskin then.
Right.
Yeah. That's true.
Hell, he could have had 2 wives from this game. But anyway,
Mormons.
yeah, because later on,
Sister wives.
the other blonde one that you see is Jessica. Anyway, but we'll get more into that too. But so Lamont, you need to answer Crystal's question there about who's your favorite, least favorite.
Well, I'm pretty sure you all know favorite would have to be Mr. Tickle, but least favorite,
Mr. Tickle wins.
I didn't care too much for Nall.
No.
No.
Why didn't you care for Papa Knopf?
Oh yeah.
May the Lord bless your child.
Yeah.
I mean, he's an interesting character and all, but it's like, I don't know, the other people they had on there just seemed like maybe a little more menacing than him.
True. That's true.
I'm not gonna lie, I swear Papa Knopf sounded like Uncle Ruckus to me. Like, the whole time I played, all I could imagine was Uncle Ruckus in the Boondocks. That's all I could imagine was Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah.
I wish he would have been Uncle Ruckus. That'd have made the game fucking wonderful.
Oh my god.
That would have solved the game for me. Oh my god.
Yeah, all the faults would have been erased if Uncle Ruckus was in the game.
Oh my god.
Yeah, whip his belt off him. I'm gonna beat you with this belt.
Alright, so babe, from what you played so far, who's your favorite and least favorite?
Mr. Tickles is my favorite.
And who'd you use?
The one I couldn't figure out was if it was a female or male or what by first sight. I was like, what the fuck is that? I was like, I don't even know. But he's licking me, or Shim's licking me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Like Barry said.
Yeah, it's like I just met you, and this is crazy, but please don't call me. Not ever.
All right.
Straight in order.
Next question, or should I bring one up?
Even though the Nutcracker was
another
pretty
one.
devious too. In there.
If no one else has one, because like I said, I took notes, so.
Yeah, go ahead,
Yeah, go
Crystal.
I have one.
Well, hang on, let Crystal go, because she's only said like one, I think, so far. So we'll let her catch up.
Did any part of the game scare you guys? Like, I know Mr. Tickle scared me. Mr. Tickle scared Barry. Was there any part other than Mr. Tickles that scared you guys in the game?
All right, I'll
Because
take
that was
this
the part
one.
that scared me the most.
Nope.
When you were maybe when you were climbing up the little mountainside and then the creature comes out and just punches you in the face and you fall back down.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, nothing scared me at all. I was actually pretty disappointed with that. I even told Barry
honestly,
that.
I think the only thing that fully had me like in the fucking screen was the Mr. Tickle on that one part. But other than that, I mean, after that, I mean, I didn't really. I think that was the only thing that fully actually scared me. Everything else was just like, I mean, it got me on the edge of my seat, but it wasn't nothing that like really scared me.
So that's how I was. Mr. Tickles was the only thing that actually scared me in the whole game, which kind of bummed me out. I was just like, if it's only Mr. Tickles that scares you in this game, you know, what's that say about the game? If it only scared me once. And I'm pretty chicken shit in horror games.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I've seen you play a couple.
I'm definitely a chicken shit when it comes to scary games. But honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like I was more scared in Outlast 1 playing that.
Oh yeah,
than
I was too.
I was more terrified in Outlast 1 playing than I was in Outlast 2.
The library scene in Outlast 1 at the very beginning set the whole mood of the game.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I literally got to that part, the beginning part of the game, and I was like, okay, is this really what the game is gonna be like? Because if so, I might as well start drinking right now.
It was.
And
it was like that the whole game.
Yeah, I scared the hell out of my sister with that part.
I think the one part in that scared me mostly in Outlast 1 was the part where you meet the wall rider for the first time out in the thing. That kind of creeped me out a little bit.
The old wall rider.
Yeah. Oh, good old characters. Why couldn't they bring the wall rider back in Outlast 2?
Why couldn't they just made all Outlast 2 like Outlast 1?
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, I mean, the world will never know.
The world will never know.
Exactly.
All right, next question.
Actually, Tessa needs to answer that one. Tessa, did you get scared at all?
Oh, Tessa.
If I got really bored with the game to the point where I stopped playing it, then no, I did not get scared.
Okay, there's your answer. Neither did I. And I beat it.
I actually yawned while I was playing it. I'm like, I'm so disappointed. Like, you got Outlast. You got Outlast, which you clearly heard me.
Wait, hold up. Don't talk about Resident Evil. I still haven't played it yet.
Okay, well, I'm not going to, but I'm just saying, like, Outlast, Crystal and everybody else knows that game fucking scared the shit out of me, scared the shit out of her, it scared the shit out of everybody who played it, with the exception of my boyfriend. And maybe Lamont. But the rest of us were just like, I don't know where the fuck to go, fucking Chris Walker's gonna kill me, I'm gonna die, and then you got Outlast 2 where you're just like...
Or you're saying, what the fuck is this bullshit? Why is she coming after me? I don't even know where to fucking go, and this bitch is already chasing me again? Fuck this game. Fuck this game.
Dude, that part pissed me off so bad. You had to fucking run to find where you're going, but you had no idea where you're going. You had this little teeny tiny hole that you had to crawl through, way off in the corner somewhere. And I'm like, really? This is where I have to go?
Or how about... hang on. I was going to say, how about the part where you're in the town again, and then this time you got the whole town coming after you, so you're crawling underneath the building, and then when you come up, and supposedly you're supposed to run across the street into the other house. Well, how many people, like me, and I'm raising my hand, raise your hand if you snuck out from underneath that building, and instead of going to the building where you were supposed to go, through the door that ended up collapsing, you ended up running around the fucking village. Like, where the fuck am I going? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Both hands. I did that.
I've seen Crystal do that like 5 times on that stream.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I did. I did not. I just ran around in giant circles, and the worst part is when you start running around in circles, I don't know, maybe you guys can agree with me, but when I start running around in circles, I don't know where to fucking go, because you have that intensity in the game. It started pissing me off. You start to panic, but it was pissing me off. I literally was screaming at the TV, like, where the fuck am I supposed to go? It's ridiculous. What the fuck, man? I'm sitting there getting pissier than a motherfucker. And it just found out, and I think that was the part, Paul, that you helped me. You were like, you're supposed to go, or Tessa did. She's like, you're supposed to go into the barn door. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was Tessa.
Yeah, that was
really? Really? I run around in circles for a good 20 minutes, and you're telling me I have to go underneath the barn door that whole fucking time? Really?
Yep.
Really?
I wasn't in the room until I saw you having trouble. And
I'm just like...
There's one part in the mine, well, it's not even the mine shaft. It's like you're going through, like, the rafters, and you have, like, all them little tree people, like, in that barn area with you. Chasing you in the dark, and you're jumping over the fucking stables trying to find where to go. And I kept dying. I finally told everyone, look, go take a shower, get something to eat, because I'm going to be here a while. And then you had to crawl through that hole. And then he acts like you didn't want to crawl through it. I'm like, go, scoot under this. This is where you need to go.
So, after that part, I actually thought I had a breathing moment, especially when that structure fell down to block, like, the doorway and stuff, and then you see the tree people trying to reach out and grab you. That's when I noticed there's one coming through the fucking window. And I'm like, really? And then what happened?
I remember that.
And then what happened? I turn around, and oh, look, I gotta move an obstacle thing out of the fucking way of the door. And did I die? Yeah, I did, because I thought I had a breathing moment. Clearly not. Which, at least Outlast, and I bet you guys can all agree with me, at least with Outlast, you had moment to breathe after a chase scene or something. But this was like, oh, we ain't gonna let you fucking breathe this time.
You're gonna run, Ryan. You're gonna run for your life.
They proved that when you were in the village and you walked through the house.
Running, more
it was
running,
a running simulator.
More running.
That's all it was a running simulator.
And some more running.
Yeah, that shit pissed me off a lot playing that. Because that right there pissed me off playing Outlast 2 mostly was because, like, I felt like I was mostly running throughout that whole game. Every time I calmed down, and like not physically calm down, but every time you calm down from running away from things, it was just you got a 30-second break and you're running again. I'm like, does this shit ever end? Like,
and please don't get me started on that hiding stuff. Oh my god, you could not hide in that fucking game. Hiding did not work in Outlast 2. Why the fuck would you even put that in there? Because no matter what you did, when you hid, they always fucking found you every time.
Yep.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't this game supposed to be a run and hide game, not just fucking running?
I mean, yeah.
Hold
on. And this is where it comes down to. Don't you always, whenever you play Outlast 1 or Outlast at all, doesn't it always say you have no weapons? Your goal is to either run, hide, or die. Run, hide, or die. So what am I supposed to do? In this game, there was no hiding thing at all. It was just either run or die. That's all it was.
The disclaimer was in fine print. In Outlast 2, you either run or you take
Or you
one
die.
for the team.
Yeah, you take one for the team, you die. There's no hiding. There's no hiding at all. I don't know if we're still. I have a question, Paul. I mean, it's just something small. I mean, unless you guys else have something to say.
I was gonna say, to add on to the whole running thing and not being able to hide. Like, it was proven when you get into one of the houses in the village, and then one of the villagers just happen to see you and say, "He's in the house," and I'm like, "How the fuck you see me?"
Yeah. Yep, I said the same thing. And then, second time around, because I didn't realize when you went up the path for the generator, which I'm assuming that's the part you're talking about, Lamont, I didn't expect that other guy either. So I died there. And I'm like, okay. Where was this guy, and how did he even know I was in the house? And then I found out where he came from. He was actually on the side of the house. So, I ended up, when I got killed again, I actually went on the other side and creeped up enough to see him turn on his flashlight and start walking. So, it really depends on where you go, definitely in Outlast 2. But as far as hiding goes, I agree with Chrystello, because there's some times where I'm hiding, and then sometimes I got lucky where they didn't find me, but then there's times where it's just like, dude, I'm in the tall grass, I'm not even moving, and you found me? Like, what the fuck?
I think they borrowed that element from Pokemon. You go in the tall grass to get attacked.
Right. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, I swear to God, I mean...
Anyway.
I'm so sorry, everyone. This podcast is not one that...
This is not a
It's gonna be a
serious
good
podcast, because you
It's not.
all have heard us, we're drinking. So, yeah. And actually, Lamont's not the only one drinking, I mean. He's got the corn dog and the Gatorade. But...
He's got the $5 hoodie and a Red Bull.
Only because I need to be at the top of my game when I leave.
Exactly. So, this podcast doesn't want to get him brought down. Anyway, Barry, you had a question, though. What was the question?
Yeah, honestly, my question was, it takes away from the story for a minute, but it talks about the graphics. You know, I mean, we can all take a break on it. I want to take a break on how complaining about how shitty the game was, because we all knew it was shitty, but out of graphic-wise, what was your favorite part of the game when it came to the graphics? Like, what was your favorite scene? Like, was there a part of the game that you liked that was mostly the graphics? Because
I'm
for
going to have
me,
to say the
it was...
school.
Yep.
I would have to agree with the school, too. But I think a part that was really well put together, from my opinion, I don't know if y'all can agree, but I really enjoyed when it was raining blood.
Yeah.
That was
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, the school was beautiful. The school was beautiful, and what made the school beautiful too was the fact that it was snowing outside. When you were in the cafeteria and you saw the window, and that right there made the school beautiful. Yes, let's not forget about the hanging bodies. And I'm pretty sure those hanging bodies were all Jessica. That's what I'm saying. But
Christmas
But
decoration.
at the end of the day, I really enjoyed.
very festive.
Honestly, I really enjoyed the raining, the raining of the blood. Like
I thought that was very
really.
well done.
I thought that was really cool. Like, it looked more. All I'm gonna say is at the beginning, you know, when it came to the blood. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The red raining, the blood that was raining looked a lot more realistic than the whole school scene with the blood, because all it looked like was Kool-Aid was coming after me. I felt like the Kool-Aid man was gonna pop out and go, "Oh yeah!" That's all I felt like. I mean, that's honestly, I thought somebody like busted his jar or something. You know what I mean? He's just spilling down the hallway.
That was Mr. Chickle's bad. He did
Due
that.
to copyright, he didn't appear.
Yeah, due to copyright, he didn't appear. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I really enjoyed the blood scene. So, like I said, but the school was really well put together too. I really enjoyed the school. So, I mean, that was my question.
And the random creepy laugh in the school when you're walking through it.
Oh, honestly, yeah, it was just like out of nowhere. I mean, I one thing I definitely enjoyed about the school was the Hangman game. I enjoyed that a lot too. That was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. I did enjoy that.
I did like that, and it's not like, and you only found the one you only found the one that actually completed it. You know what I mean? Unless there was more. I mean, I guess the other ones, for me, I just figured you would have to guess what they had to say.
Right. No, I think Crypto
So, I
got stuck
thought
on the
that was pretty
Hangman part, and I'm just like, Crypto, you gotta move it.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Don't feel bad, Crystal, because I was like figuring it out too. I was like, okay, I got the film, I got the projector. Why the fuck is this not working? And I realized, because it does say interact. Because it says interact. I knew that. And when I say I knew that, I totally did not know that. But it's okay.
When it meant interact, like I was gonna pick back up my piece of paper, and I was like, well, I don't want to move my paper again. And then like follow that movement, and I was like, oh, okay, I can push this. Gotcha, okay. Like, I don't know. I do appreciate what they did. Even with the water and, like, the horse troughs, like, all the little details to, like, the little garbage that was floating in the water, the dead animal carcasses, everything, the flapping of the tarps. It was all beautiful. It was all really
The way
well
they
done.
did the whole hiding in the water, too. Like, when you came out the peak, like, that was really well done. Like, with the water dripping off your eyes or whatever it was supposed to be.
The glasses you had on.
Yeah. Like, that was
While we're talking about graphics, to anybody, to any of you Outlast developers that made Outlast, okay, what we're trying to basically say is we enjoyed the scenery, we enjoyed the sound. So what we're trying to tell you is we want Outlast 2 graphics to make love to Outlast 1's story, and then base a game off that. That's what we want. That's what anybody that listens to this podcast that is in the developers of making Outlast, we want you to take that Outlast 2 graphics and sound quality, and we want you to fuck the shit out of the story of Outlast 1, and we want you to have a baby and go by that. We want you to go by that and build a good story off of that. Like,
And give us 3 more.
And like literally give us like at least 10 minutes to breathe before we have to run again. And please no more licking. And please no more chicks that go after the balls. No more of that. I mean, my balls can't handle.
Almost like they were making us play test the stamina system the entire game.
Dude, honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. Instead of picking up, you picked up batteries and bandages. How does this dude? I swear to God, those were not bandages. I'm pretty sure like they were Red Bulls because we were just fucking running for days, you know. Like as much as I ran, this dude by the end of the game, dude, when he was holding the baby and walking the light, his heart done exploded because of all the Red Bulls and 5-hour energies he had to do. Just to run. Like, that's just how I see the whole situation.
Another thing is, like, if he's being chased and feared for his life, that means his adrenaline is pumping. So how the hell is he getting tired in the middle of the chase?
I know, right? He's like, you heard him. I was like, dude, what the hell? Dude, you're like, you're running throughout this whole game.
One time.
I was like, dude, you're running, you're Usain Bolt, bro. You're the fastest person in the world. Come on, just keep running. You don't need to stop.
You guys remember the part when you call for the elevator, and then when the elevator comes up, there's guys in it? So then now you gotta run all the way upstairs and jump down.
Yes.
Man. Because
My guy ran out of stamina. I literally had to jump to the fucking... I had to start, like, hopping like a rabbit just to get to the fucking elevator.
Man, that shit pissed me off, dude. You're running, and then you call for the elevator, and there's fucking more people coming after you, so you have to run more. I'm like, oh my god.
Yep. I was not a fan of that, especially when I had to start running like a rabbit. I mean, hopping like a rabbit. Nope.
And the random flame arrows, that was annoying.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, yes.
Don't even get me started on that, but,
Okay, yeah, that right there, man.
But, since we're talking about good things for a minute, like graphics and stuff, what do you guys think of the soundtrack of, like, where that eerie shit came into play? Like, I actually thought where they put it was very well done. Especially the school, where they put in that eerie, creepy shit in the school right before you met Mr. Tickle. You're, like, walking down that hallway, like, Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't even feel comfortable walking down here because it's just that, like, eerie creepiness. Because it's just like, oh my god, like, what is this game wanting me to do?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I
definitely liked it.
I definitely loved it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I enjoyed the, every time. I mean, I can say that's one thing Outlast 2 did do very well was they did have a good soundtrack. And every time you knew some stuff, every time something was about to go down, the music, the intensity, it definitely kept me. The sound in general just definitely kept me on my edge of my seat the whole time. Like, I knew some shit was gonna go down, so I definitely did enjoy the soundtrack a lot.
Crypto and Lamont,
I agree.
what were you guys gonna say about it?
Oh, and I was just saying, I do love the soundtrack. The soundtrack, just like the graphics, was beautifully done. It was well placed. It really set the mood. But unfortunately, a lot of times I was just too aggravated or pissed off to really enjoy it. So, I mean,
Yeah.
But I've listened to it, but it's a really well done soundtrack.
It fits the tone of this game, especially the environment, like how it plays out.
I do agree with that, baby. Did you like the soundtrack from what you heard?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually enjoyed what I heard.
Was there any favorite part like that you remember listening to where you're just like, wow, this actually fit the environment really well?
The school.
The school, yeah.
Yeah, the school.
Yeah. Yeah, so see, there we go again. Right back to school, Red Barrel. Cough, cough. Maybe you should have stuck with the school.
See, if you guys stuck with the school, you would have nailed it. But
You would have.
bouncing us back and forth between the school
to try to fuck with our minds.
and then
Yeah.
like the religious, rednecks and stuff. Just no bueno.
Yeah, we'll have to get to that too.
Yeah. I'd rather been scared of the game than having to sit there and think about what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, for those of you that are listening, and for you guys, if you want to own the soundtrack, you can get it on iTunes right now for $10. So, there you go. Go support
One of
Samuel.
the best parts of the game. Buy the soundtrack before you buy the game.
Yep, exactly.
Play Resident Evil 7 before you play this game.
Play anything.
Play Barbie Skullgirl before you play this game. It's gonna be the best part because that's gonna be the only good. That's gonna be the only good part about you playing that game. Play Barbie Skullgirl.
Yeah, if anybody who's listening that hasn't played Outlast 2 yet, you guys want an idea of this game or what you're walking into, go listen to Angry Joe. Right?
Oh man, that was the
go
video.
listen to Angry Joe's review of this game before you even think about buying it.
Yep.
Just saying.
Me and Angry Joe had the same viewpoint. I was like, we even gave it the same rating. I was like, me and Angry Joe, we're on the same level.
Yeah.
Friend.
Yeah, he gave it the same shit as me too. Unfortunately, I couldn't really say too much about the hard mode because I haven't tried it on hard, but just on normal alone felt like hard.
Yeah.
But
I can only imagine Peter was it Insane or Nightmare? I just ain't no way.
Well,
No way.
like what?
Watch that link I shared.
Yeah. Well, like what Angry Joe was saying, like even on hard and Nightmare, he would hide it in barrels, and that bitch still found him. Like, holy crap! So no matter what,
gave her that Metal Gear
you were just
real.
not safe. All right, next question, guys. Who got the next question?
Well, I have one, which I know you said you wanted to, if you wanted to avoid this one, we can, but you know what I'm about to ask about the letter.
Oh, yep.
If you want to skip that, we can. I mean, it's a big spoiler for people who haven't played it, so I'm going to give you guys a warning now. This is a big spoiler. If you haven't caught this note, this is about to blow it.
Spoiler alert!
At this point, might as well spoil it. They can watch a walkthrough on YouTube because this game's just not worth $30.
And if anything, you guys probably already seen it because clearly people were putting up video the day before. People like me and everybody else here could even do it, get our hands on it. So yeah, spoil it away.
So, what did you guys think about Murkoff actually being the ones with the towers that were actually driving these town people crazy? Because that's what it was. Murkoff was actually the people driving these townsfolk nuts with the radio signals from the towers. If you read the note, Jenny, the psychiatrist or psychologist, what she was in the first one, makes appearance. And it's like this little camp. And you read the letter, and it basically says about the radio signals from the tower. And that is what causes these people to go crazy.
I think maybe it's setting up for a bigger plot in Outlast 3.
I just hope it's just a DLC, not Outlast 3.
Yeah, I think that's what I think. I think it may be setting up for the DLC. Maybe.
Yeah, I feel like, honestly, the DLC is gonna... that letter had a lot to do with, like... They were trying to give you a big spoiler. Like, they were trying to sit there and say, hey, look, this is gonna be part of the DLC because... You know, I mean... But honestly, playing it, I mean... After not understanding the game, they gotta have DLC. They're gonna have to try to do something to help us understand and help us to piece together everything and make it all come together.
Well,
which Paul made a good point one time. He said, "You don't know when this actually happens. Like, is this happening while the asylum is still going on, while Murkoff is still functioning, or is this after Murkoff gets his own?" I mean, it doesn't really, like, give a time lapse of when this is happening. Is this happening after the first one or during the first?
Yeah, it really doesn't even tell it at all. So...
Yeah. I kind of would like to know what happened to Miles and, Waylon. I want to know what happened to them.
Well, I don't know if you... heard Lamont, but if you actually go to Red Barrel's website, you can actually go and download 4 comics that are free, and they actually continue the story after the first Outlast.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, and if you guys want to know what this letter is, when you go to the lake, the big lake with the horn, the dead fish, the lake says he's not getting into this water. Swim to the left and go all the way around to the left. You'll see like a dead body in a sleeping bag thing. And that's where you find your letter. If you want to know where it is to read this letter yourself. Just spoilers. There you go. That's where the letter is.
Alright.
I want to make that clear.
That's pretty awesome spoiler right there. But, okay. So, I got a question real quick. Let's go back to, I think it was Lamont that was mentioning something about the fucking flaming arrows. Actually, that's one of my questions. I loved how that fucking asshole, those 2 assholes, had the perfect aiming with that flaming arrow. Oh my god.
You, they had aimbots.
I would love to see somebody in real life, as I'm trying to run, hit me every single time.
Square in the back. And then kill you.
Yeah.
Every fucking time.
Every time.
Yeah, when I first saw the flaming, I mean, you must have some good aim or something, because I wasn't expecting the whole flaming arrows, because, like, every time, like, it got to the point where there was arrows being shot at, they were either hitting me or, like, they were so close passing your face in front of you that, like, I'm like, okay, that clearly, like, grazed my nose. I'm just saying, because that shit was, like, right. It was good. I mean, it had to have been aimed. It had to have been aimbot, like you were saying, because there's no way in hell no AI is that good at aiming. I mean, it's ridiculous. It was crazy.
I agree.
The fact that they always knew where you were on the mountainside, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god. Yep.
It's like, I just climbed up a cliff and went around. How did you meet me on the other side and still shoot at me?
Right. Stop teleporting and play the game right.
Agreed. But, Lamont, I know you're on a time frame at the moment, but is there anything you wanted to ask us before you have to go? Because I'm giving you your, 15 minutes of fame. So let's go. Woohoo!
15 minutes of fame. Let's see. I'm trying to pick a good one here. What are your thoughts on the whole, how are your feelings on them actually putting a child being, hung inside of a game like that and actually, showing the body dangling in the hallways?
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. Are you talking about the school?
Yeah.
That didn't bother me, but I could definitely see it bothering other people.
I didn't know exactly what to think of it, but it definitely was different. It definitely was, something to make me think about.
I got an idea. Let's ask Chrystello and Tessa their thoughts on this.
About Jess hanging?
Yeah.
It's about the same shock value I had when, they find out that she's being molested by a priest. It was just one of them things you're just like, whoa, are you really fucking serious? Are you really going to put this into a game? Actually see the child get hung?
Yeah, I'm with Crystal on this.
Molestation? I mean, you're pushing the boundaries, Red Barrels. I mean, you pushed him as far as you could possibly push him in a video game.
Yeah.
They talk about it in video games. They've made references maybe to it, but to actually see a child hanging by a rope, it's something that you have never seen in a video game before.
Yeah. I mean, between the whole crucifixion thing and then the whole Jessica hanging, because throughout the game they make you think, they want you to think that Jessica committed suicide, and then you find out that she was killed, and then just to see her, especially that part where everything turns black and then you're walking and then you just see her hanging, and I'm like, okay, well, I can tell you that I'm gonna picture that in my dreams tonight. Thank you, Red Barrel. Appreciate you. Thank you.
And that's just like when you're in the church or the school and Mr. Tickles is in his priest form and he's making you leave and Jess is begging you to stay, and I'm sitting there watching this play out, and he's like, you need to leave, and I'm thinking, is he a fucking child molester? And then she's running from him, and then I'm thinking, oh my god, he's a fucking child molester.
Yo, so sad.
I know, dude. I was like the whole time you get to that part, it's like, with Jessica, and it was intense too, because the whole time the priest is sitting there trying to ask you questions. Oh, so what's going on? What's going on? Do you guys got something going on here? Like, no, why? What's going on? And it's like the whole time she's like, please don't leave me, don't leave me, don't leave me. And I'm like, that moment when he pushes you out the door, I'm like, I'm trying not to leave you, Jessica. Don't hate me. Don't hate me, Jessica. Oh, shit. And it's like, and then you find out that, she's running. And I'm like, and then I'm like, wow, this game wow.
Which, okay. I will say, I called it. I figured we were going to have something to do with raping in this game because that's what they wanted to try to do in the first game, but they took it out with Chris Walker. And I'm going to say it again. Chris Walker was originally supposed to rape you in the first Outlast when he got a hold of you. He wasn't supposed to rip your heart out. He was supposed to rape you. So think of that for a second.
Well,
that's pretty cool.
Honestly, in that opinion, I probably would agree with Lamont. I definitely would have took one for the team on that one. That's all I'm saying.
You don't want some sweaty fat balls on you?
I mean, I might as well. I might as well because I lost my balls in this one. All I'm saying.
I expected the rape in the game, but I thought Blake was going to get raped. I didn't think they were going to talk about child rape in the game. That was what really threw me for a loop. I was like, alright, Blake's gonna get raped by the shoe man lady, the transgender person. And that's what I thought. Or his wife was gonna get raped, but put it into you raping a child.
Yeah,
Really?
they definitely. They
the priest trying to shoo you away like you cock blocking or something.
Like, yo, look. Whatever you want to do in your free time, I'm just saying. I mean, there's a crazy girl running around in the woods with a fucking axe. She's probably hasn't had good dick for like 20 years. So if you want to rape something, by all means do that one. Like, with Jessica. Jessica, come on. She hasn't even started having her period yet. You're gonna pop her cherry before she can experience the true life. Come on. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
All right, Lamont, do you have one more question real quick before you gotta go? Do you have any more questions that you want to throw out real quick?
No, actually I don't. But I will say that the part where you're on the raft in the water and you see the flaming bodies dropping over the cliff's edge was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. I like that part.
Yeah, that was.
I wanna talk about how confusing Lynn was for a minute. So okay, so what blew my mind throughout the whole game was, okay, so at the beginning part of the game, you crash, and then Lynn disappears, and your goal is to find Lynn, and then you find Lynn in, she's coming out the window of the church where everybody is, and then all of a sudden, once the crazy transgender person kidnaps her, does whatever the hell she would, you don't see her throughout the whole game until the end of the game, and how the fuck did she get pregnant from the beginning of the game to then?
Super pregnant.
I'm like, hold up, okay. I know you were not fat when the game started.
It's a supernatural pregnancy.
Facehugger
Plan B doesn't work as advertised.
And then to tell me at the end of the game she's got a full baby, I'm like,
Facehugger.
What the fuck did they do?
Oh my gosh.
The morning after pill didn't work apparently.
Yeah, I'm like, damn. It makes me think, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you guys off, but it makes me think, how long was this actual reality, though? It wasn't and that's where it brings back to Paul, what you were saying with the whole light. The whole light, every time you saw the light, was the light pushing you forward in the future to lead up to that? So was the whole process where was Lynn really gone for 9 months in the woods and you were so trapped in your own memories and all this stuff that you went through a whole 9-month cycle to lead up to this or what? Because it really confused me. It didn't make any sense to me how she wasn't pregnant at the beginning of the game, and then at the end she's ready to fucking go into labor.
Which she did go into labor. And you guys might need to repeat that, Barry, because TV decided to go black for a minute.
Well, I do have to get ready to go out, though.
Oh, yep. Yeah, it is. It is that time. But, Lamont, great to have you here. Unfortunately,
yeah, it was great to have you, Lamont.
You ain't going to hear what I got to say for the end, but that's okay. I'll fill you in later.
Actually, yeah, you could. I was going to say, fill me in on that.
But, yeah, it definitely, what I have to say, I'm trying to figure out if you guys caught on to it as well, but, like I said, I'm saving it for the very finale thing, but, yeah, thank you, Lamont.
Of course.
Goodbye, Lamont.
Yeah, Lamont, appreciate you being here, man. It was fun.
Yeah, I'll message you all.
Definitely. Take care, have fun,
all right, bud.
And don't do any drugs.
All right.
Eat another corn dog for me.
Want food because I'm hungry. Just do me a favor, stop. I haven't eaten all damn day.
Oh boy. All right. So
No, but that was my question. Though. It's like it not a question, but it definitely got me thinking of the whole time that like I was saying with Lynn, she wasn't pregnant at the beginning of the game, and then all of a sudden at the end she's having a full on, she's ready to push out a full baby, and she's fatter than Santa Claus eating all the cookies on Christmas, but It got me to think about what you were talking about, Paul, with the weird lighting and the whole horn. Like, was that kind of like something pushing you, time travel type thing, to where it was pushing you in the future? Because honestly, if there's a new way that you can get molested and be pregnant and shit out a baby in 8 hours, then by all means, I mean, holy shit, that's crazy.
I like
but
that.
It just got me to think about it.
That's amazing.
I do want to say one thing.
What's that,
I don't want to cut you off, Barry. I don't know if this is what you're talking about or not, Paul. But at the end of the game, when Lynn gives birth to the baby, she says there's nothing there. I don't know if you guys caught on to that.
I did.
I caught on to that, but I didn't understand that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That completely threw me for a loop, too, because I was confused with that even more.
So is there actually a baby? Or is there not a baby?
It all...
Spoiler alert, you literally do see a birth being going on, which...
To all you weird freaks out there, no, you don't see a pussy. You don't see a pussy, guys. Just let
no,
know.
but you do hear the moans and groans, and then you got the baby in your hand, or if it even is a baby, or if you're just holding air. I mean, I don't really know compared to what Crypto just said. There's nothing there, so what the fuck? So,
I mean, I watched videos about, I had to understand the game, I had to watch other people's theories on the game. And I don't want to spoil it because I don't want to say anything that if it relates to what you have to say, Paul. But a lot of the stuff, because some people said they had to play the game 10 times. They collect all the notes and they actually sit there and study the game. And the whole lights and the horn, I think they figured out what it was, what happened to you. But I don't want to spoil it.
Oh, yeah, I would definitely want to hear Paul's thoughts on it. But honestly, my take on the situation was, at first, at the end, after the baby was born, you notice how Lynn dies. And in the end, apparently Jessica's supposed to be dead. She dies on the staircase. So in my perspective was, throughout this whole time, you find out that Jessica really loved Blake. She liked him a lot. And she didn't want him to leave, and she wanted him to stay with her. In my perspective playing the game, I took it as the baby was Jessica being reborn.
And I thought the same thing when I played. That was.
What about when Blair called what's her face Jessica, and then she's like, "Who's Jessica?"
Yeah, I noticed. Yeah, I noticed that too.
What was her name? Lynn? Or whatever?
Lynn.
Yeah, Lynn.
Yeah.
Lynn was like,
when
who's
she called
Jessica?
Called Lynn Jessica, and Lynn just like, who's Jessica? And then it's just one of those moments where it's just did I just really call my wife Jessica?
Yeah, it's and I noticed that, and it's funny how she said, who's Jessica? And she totally forgot that Jessica, because there's a picture in the school that is Blake, Lynn, and Jessica when they were all kids.
Yep.
And they were all best friends.
Yep.
So it's it was kind of crazy. It's I was when I heard Lynn say who's Jessica, I thought maybe she was gonna say after that Jessica's dead. Thought maybe she was gonna say some shit like that. But it was okay, that's really weird. That's really weird. But yeah, I did notice that, Paul.
No, but to finish, I'm gonna get back to what Crypto was saying about having to check out other people's theories. My thing that I have at the end, Crypto, is actually comparing both games. So it really has me not anything really to do with Outlast 2 like it does, but it doesn't, like, story-wise, because I'm still confused, like, with this. I mean, I haven't really looked up anything on it because, one, I just haven't had the time, and two, I mean, I don't really know if I want to know because it's just like clearly they're making you you still need that DLC. And when we get that DLC, which is probably 3 months from now, so July, maybe August, I mean, I don't know. So,
then I'll keep the theory. I'll keep the theories to myself. I mean, the theories they did say did kind of make sense. Like I did after watching them agree. I was like, okay, this does kind of make sense to what the game was about. But still, if you don't watch the theories on it, it makes absolutely no sense. I mean, the whole thing with Jessica, like.
I mean, if you want to throw out some theory, then that's fine. We can discuss that maybe near the end. But I only have like two things. Well, one thing left too before I'm getting to the end anyway. So I mean, and the last thing I really have to discuss is what I hated about the mind. But we kind of went back and forth a little bit about the mind anyway. But I wanted to ask you guys, or even Tessa, if you guys have any other questions before we kind of start to wrap it up, maybe, possibly.
I think that's covered all mine.
I'm pretty much.
Good.
I mean, I think all my questions. I think all my questions that I thought about. I mean, you guys definitely answered. I mean, yeah. So I think I'm good.
Okay, so then my last part is the mind bit near the end, which I probably thought was the worst part in the game for a couple reasons. One, way too dark. The batteries were shitty. All you were doing in the mines was getting chased, and if you weren't getting chased, you had to push a fucking mine cart down, and then get chased, and then you got to near the final part with the she-male, where you're walking through the water with shitty batteries, trying to figure out what the fuck am I supposed to do, pretty much. And then what I mean by that is the power switches. Because I didn't even know there was power switches that you had to pull until I got electrocuted a few times, and then I found the first power switch. And then I was just like, are you serious? So I just wanted to know, like, what were your guys' thoughts on the mine bit?
I did not like the mines. The little tree people or whatever bugaboos are down there chasing you. Like, especially when they chase you down the corridors and you're going through these different hallways, getting more lost because you have to run because hiding doesn't help you any.
Nope.
So, I mean, I'd have to hide or go into a room and lock the door and pray to God they don't bust the door down. And then figure out my way back to where I needed to be. And then that just aggravated me. Then as far as Val's part, luckily I did, which I know you, because you're partially deaf. He does say something about I have to figure out how to turn off the power, which he mumbles it, so you really can't hear him say it. But he says I've got to find a way to turn the power off. So that's what helped me figure out that I had to find switches. Didn't know the fuck the switches were, but you had to find the switches. So I found the switches, but then I died because once you get the switches turned off, you gotta jump that gap, which he fucking missed the gap the first time. So I had to redo that part. I was pissed off. So the whole part where you finally reach Lynn and the heretics and the Christians are fighting and all that bullshit. It was a hot mess down the mines. It really was.
Barry?
Honestly, the mines, I don't even know what I can think about the mines, except for I can agree with what you guys are saying was, I mean...
Well, what were your thoughts when you were playing it, I guess? Like, when you first got there?
my first thought when I got there, I was like, okay, the game's gonna get good, and I was like, okay, hopefully the game will get some type better, because everything, you'll start to piece things together in minds. But no, I was wrong. As soon as I got into mines, you know, it was like you were saying, it was just nothing but one massive chase after another, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I have to agree with Crystal on this one. I got lost so many times in that mine. Like, I didn't know where to go. And I was like, okay, this is kind of ridiculous. And then the part where you were going after that little transgender-looking thing, she, with the whole, you know, when she did her whole transformation shit, and you're trying to turn off the power, I died so many times on that part, because I got electrocuted. I'm like, oh my god. And actually, I didn't even know, like you were saying, Paul, I didn't know anything about the power. And I didn't know anything about the power until I heard what Crystal was saying, where you gotta find a way to shut off the power. And I was like, when I found that out, I was like, oh, that's what these wires are for. Let's follow the wires to turn off the power. And so, honestly, the mines were just one massive. I felt like I was in a maze with the mine, or when I was in the mines. I felt like I was just running around in some giant maze that I couldn't find my way out of.
Yeah, see, Val was fucking me over pretty bad, because he kept coming back towards me, like, every time I was trying to escape, and it was just like, oh my god, this is like the sewer all over again, with you getting into the water, trying to escape the sewer away from Chris Walker, and it's just like, no, god damn it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I had shitty batteries anyway, so. I'm sorry, Crystal.
No, I was just saying, I'd take the sewer part of Chris Walker any day.
Yeah. Alright, so the finale question that I have is the ending. So even Tessa saw the ending. So what did you guys think of the way it ended?
It was cool that Marta got stabbed with the fucking cross from the church. That was the best part of the ending.
Right?
That was like justice. I was like, fuck you, you bitch. Got what
yeah,
you deserve.
I'm not gonna lie to you. When I saw that part, I was like, yeah, my nuts got fucking payback. Like, it was crazy when I honestly, I think I have to agree with Crystal on that one. That was definitely the part. And I just like it how you were crucified earlier in the game, and how does she die? By a giant fucking cross just falling and stabbing her. Like, I thought that was pretty fucking cool.
Right.
I do feel like I was going through Jonestown at the end, which I don't know if you guys know what I'm referencing when I say Jonestown, which is basically, it's a serial killer thing. He had a cult, and he pretty much convinced his people in the town to drink rat poison and Kool-Aid mix to kill themselves. It's Jonestown, and that's what it looked like when at the end, because Papa Knot's talking about he got all his followers to kill themselves. He had to kill them, and as you're going through the town to the end, there's like bottles of like poison or whatever the hell they drank, and they're all dead. So I'm like, oh, Jonestown.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I'm a big serial killer fanatic.
But no, I mean, honestly, and it definitely, because you see all the bodies, like you said at the end, after everything, it's like, Noth, he's sitting there, he convinced everybody to kill themselves, and it's just like, and it was just, it honestly, I didn't honestly know what to think of the end, because it, you know, okay, the crazy chick that, you know, Marta, she's dead, and then all of a sudden, you're in the fucking church, and Lynn pushes out a baby, and then she dies, you're holding the baby, you're crying, just because Lynn's dead, and then you don't know what else to do with this baby, and then all of a sudden, you know, I just like it how the part where, you know, Noth, he's sitting there talking about, and he's talking about, oh yeah, convince everybody to kill themselves and blah, 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 do all this shit, and I just love it how, like, he slits his own throat, and, like, it's not like you don't hear the baby crying, you don't hear, you know, Blake sit there and say, what the fuck? I just like how he gets all up nonchalantly, like, okay, I've seen everything. Okay.
But
I've seen everything.
Thought at that point in time, I figured that priest is the priest that pretty much was trying to molest Jessica back in the flashback. But in this case, he let himself go because he couldn't live with himself anymore with it. What?
Yeah, and honestly, that kind of I did think about that too, Paul. It was like it's crazy that like, you know, okay, Jessica's dead. Okay, and it comes back to what I was saying before, where, you know, maybe the baby is a rebirth of Jessica because Father Knoth was secretly the father that molested Jessica, and it's just
and Jessica
he kills
was pregnant
himself
with the
because
priest's kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it kind of got me thinking of like, okay, Jessica's dead. The priest killed Jessica. Next thing you know, at the end, it's just there's a newborn baby, and the priest comes out and he's confessing all. I felt like the priest. I wanted to pick up the priest or tell him to be like, hey, look, let's go over here to this confession box and tell me what, you know, confess your sins. Like, I was just waiting for him to sit there and say, well, I molested a little girl in school. I'm like, okay, well, at least we know where Jessica is. And I just like it how the fact at the end when he's dead, the newborn baby, and then you go into the light again, like it's going back in time, like it's a time travel thing, and you see Jessica and Blake just sitting in a closet praying together.
Yep.
Like, and they're like, please don't leave me, you know, I promise you I will never leave you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, some weird funky shit's going on.
Yeah, I just feel that the game was just rushed though. Like, they should have told more about more of the past possibly, which is why I think the school would have been a perfect environment so you could learn about that past right there. Because clearly there's got to still be missing pieces to that school flashback with the priest and shit. There's got to be. But I think I was also hearing, Crystal, I think it was you that mentioned it, I think, that Mr. Tickles is actually like the priest's darkest nightmare or version or something. Was that you?
Mr. Tickle, yeah, that was me. Actually, the way Mr. Tickle looks, and also when I watched the theories, it made sense too. But the way Mr. Tickle looks is Blake's twisted version of how he perceives the priest. That's how he sees the priest, as this twisted, demented monster, what he did to Jessica.
But I can understand that completely.
Which when I watched the theories and they said the same thing. They talked about it. I was like, okay, that makes absolute sense. I can see that. I can see why he sees him like that.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. But okay, Tessa, you're the last one for the ending.
I didn't know what to fucking think of the ending. I was so confused and lost. I was like, what the fuck just happened? So yeah. I
was very anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that that's out of the way, and then maybe we can go into more theories for a little bit more, because I am curious to maybe try to help better understand this story. But the last thing I wanted to suggest is, did you guys catch on to Outlast 2 with what they were, I almost want to say, repeating from the first game? And what I mean by that is like, okay, we'll take a look at Outlast 2 for a minute. What was the first thing you had to do in the first Outlast? What was the first kind of major role objective you had to do? You had to what? Turn on the generator.
Turn on the generator. Yeah.
What was the first fucking thing you had to do in Outlast 2?
Turn on the generator.
Uh-huh. Okay. And I'm going to skip ahead a little bit now. Outlast 1. what did Father Martin do to himself?
Set
If he
himself on
counts,
fire.
yeah, he set up fire, yeah.
On a cross.
Yeah.
On a cross,
Yeah.
yeah.
Look at Outlast 2.
Crucifixion.
You got hung on a cross.
You got hung on a cross.
More
got
religious
crucified.
stuff.
You got crucified. Yeah. And then, what was the last thing you used in the first Outlast game? Before the Wall Rider, what did you have to use? Elevator.
Oh, yeah, the elevator.
What do you have to use right before the end of the game in Outlast 2?
The
The
elevator.
elevator.
Elevator. So,
You know, pointing it out I'm like, holy shit.
I was listening to our first episode of Outlast that Tessa and Chrystello, you guys did for your ladies podcast, and I was just thinking to myself, I was like, holy fuck. Why did I kind of seemed to figure that out when I was playing Outlast 2, and I'm like, wait a minute. And then, after listening to that ladies podcast, I was just like, oh my god. They're repeating themselves. They can't even think of anything original to do anymore. It seems they have to use the generators, the elevators, and something involving a cross. Whether it be setting a guy on fire, or in this case, crucifying you. I was just like, oh my god. Kind of like it goes back to this. Outlast 1. When Wall Rider kills Chris Walker, what do? What are you doing? You're on the ground, watching this shit happen with your camcorder in regular mode, and then you switch it to night vision, where you see the Wall Rider pretty much bash Chris Walker into the vent. Whistleblower. You go to leave the asylum. What's his name? Blair?
Yeah.
Blair stabs you and then pushes you to the ground. What happened this time? Oh, look, you're pulling out your camera and recording because the Wall Rider is back killing Blair. And you switch it from normal to night vision. Holy shit.
Yeah, you were, yeah.
Holy shit. You guys are repeating yourself way too much. Red Barrel, come the fuck on. Come on. So I just wanted...
it all does make sense now.
So, I wanted to ask you guys, did you catch on to that in Outlast 2, or from me just pointing that out, you guys now realize it?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. You just now telling me this kind of made me think about it.
It kind of blows your mind now, doesn't it? Like, holy shit.
It does.
Yeah. Like,
I mean,
wow.
This game made me so aggravated. I really was just trying to get through the game. But now that you mention it, it's in almost the exact same order.
Yeah.
I don't know. Red barrels. Like Paul said, get your shit together.
Well, I told Tessa
Make
this
it fresh.
today because I came home from lunch break, and I was just like, babe, after listening to the episode, guess what I was thinking? And then I told her this theory, and then what did you tell me when I told you?
That I was kind of leaning towards the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Red Barrel, get your shit together.
Yeah, Red Barrels, get your shit together, because...
Make something original.
Yeah, that's why I said, I was like, where's the originality? You guys running out of original ideas? Like, don't, repeat the same stuff in a different environment. You know, come up with, new things to do in new environments.
Yeah. I mean, maybe the only thing differently is the hook. Which I can't really quite place that yet in the first game yet. But for all I know, that could have been something like along the lines of maybe... I don't know, when you're with Traeger or something, where you gotta get the fucking key to get the elevator going again. Or maybe that part when you gotta get through Chris Walker with the, not generators, but the pipe thing. I forget what you had to do, like turn it off or turn it on or whatever. But you had to go through like 2 separate rooms. One was like a safe room where Chris couldn't get you, but then the other room was the bad room where Chris Walker could get you. If you guys remember what the part I'm trying to think of. It's the part like right after the cafeteria is on fire. That.
Oh, yeah. I
remember sitting in the cafeteria, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing I could not place right now for Outlast 1 is the hook, where you had to go get the hook. But other than that, yeah, the generator, the religion part, and the elevator, it's just like, come on. Come on.
Yeah.
But okay.
I mean,
let's wrap it up, I think, because we're almost hitting the 2-hour mark right now. And so I guess what I want to know is final thoughts. Do you hope to get answers in the DLC, or what is just like opinion in general? Like, it was $30. Do you feel like you wasted $30, or like what?
I honestly wanted to enjoy the game at all. The story was completely shitty. Do I hope they redeem themselves and give us a DLC that's gonna explain the game and help us to understand what the fuck was going through their mind when they even made the game? Yes, I hope it happens, but in my opinion, do I think the game is worth buying or worth the $30? No, I don't. I think you're better off, to anybody that hasn't played Outlast 2 yet. Honestly, don't waste your money on the game. Play Outlast 1. If you really want to know what the game is like, honestly, watch people's playthroughs on YouTube, honestly, because you will understand that. You will understand where we're coming from, and especially if you've played Outlast 1 and you've experienced how good the first one was, you'll understand where the story, you'll understand where we're coming from, where the game just wasn't good and it wasn't worth the time that we took of us gamers took to play the game and to try to enjoy it.
I agree. I feel like I wasted $30 where I should have waited for at least the bundle to come out with the DLC on sale. So, that's just my opinion. Crystal?
I agree with you guys, because, with the latest podcast, me, Tessa, and Bree talked about, our hopes and our fears for this one. And I pretty much mentioned it didn't look like an Outlast game, and we were right. I mean, I was gone from my training in Georgia for 3 weeks, and I couldn't wait to get back home, because I knew when I got home, Outlast 2 was coming back out, and I was going to be able to play it, and I bought it when the day it came out the next morning. I got on, bought it, downloaded it. I was so excited to play it, and I really wasted $30. I mean, I had so much hope for it. I hoped that would have been like the first one. But like Barry said, if you truly want to experience Outlast, play Outlast. Play Whistleblower. Play the first game, the DLCs. Do I want this DLC for this game to explain the game? Absolutely. Will it rectify a shitty game that I spent $30 on? Not at all. I'm telling you guys, even Angry Joe said it. Play Resident Evil 7. Play Outlast 1, play Resident Evil 7, and then when this game goes on sale, if you still want to play it, get it when it goes on sale. But don't spend your $30 on this game. I regret it, and then I don't regret it. It's a bittersweet thing, because I really wanted it.
Or what you could do is take that $30 and then go pledge Ghost Theory or Friday the 13th. Save your money for Friday the 13th, because that comes out May 26th. We will do a podcast on that even. So, I mean, there's a lot more things you could get for $30 right now instead of Outlast 2. Is what we're trying to tell you.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, if you watch a YouTube playthrough, but I would not, if I could go back, knowing what I know now, I would not spend my $30 on this game. And that's sad saying because I really wanted this to be a good game.
Right. Okay.
Sorry, Red Barrels. You messed up this time.
That's 2 thumbs down.
Wah, wah.
Okay. Crystal, I'm going to give you the mic for a minute because you were mentioning about theory. So I'm going to let you give us a few theory ideas to maybe help me, Tessa, and Barry out of, like, understanding what's going on. Since you were watched other people's theories, so I'm curious to, like, what you found out.
So, after watching several different videos, a lot of them come to the same agreement that the towers, which, we all know that made the people crazy, but that also feeds into your deepest and darkest fears. Popping off with his religion, with the Christians, they claim in the theory that Papa Knock thinks this is the reckoning. Hellfire and brimstone's coming, and he has to get his people ready to go to Rapture, and that's why he kills them all, because he wants to make sure they get to go. Now, I can understand that, because even at the end, he's talking about he has to kill his people.
Yep.
That was his thing. He was so afraid that his people would not be able to go to heaven or whatever. He made sure that all his people got there. That was Papa Knock's thing. Val, I don't think they really talked too much about Val. If they did, I really didn't pay attention to Val because I didn't like Val's character.
Was that because Papa whatever, what's his name? Papa what?
Papa Knock.
Papa Knock, yeah. Is that why he was trying to tell Boyer to kill the baby? Because it's almost
pretty much.
Because I think, what was it? How did he kind of word it? Like, if you killed the baby, his people would be able to go to heaven. But if you don't kill the baby, then he's got to kill all his people or something. Was that the idea?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because he thought the baby was the Antichrist, and if the baby wasn't killed, then the Antichrist was going to take over.
Okay, yeah.
That was his view of it. That's why they talked about killing. That's why all the children got killed. Because Papa Knock did not want the children to come into this world or live in this world of hellfire and brimstone, pretty much.
Okay,
he didn't want them to live through that. So, that's Papa Knock's theory. As far as Jess, the reason why you have these visions, which is like they're all going crazy, Blake is also going crazy during this time. Because as you notice, he didn't start having these visions of Jess until he got here. Hence the radio towers. The radio towers are making him relive his deepest and darkest fears. Which why he sees the priest as Mr. Tickles, that demented tongue monster. It's his deepest and darkest fear that he locked in, that he wasn't there when Jess needed him. Jess begged him to be there for her, and he wasn't. So you keep going back and forth through these memories, almost as if you're trying to rectify the past that you couldn't stop. And that's why at the end, Jess leads you into the freezer or whatever, and y'all are praying together. It's pretty much, you've rectified, I guess, you helped her, in a way.
Right.
That's, because you're pretty much fighting your deepest and darkest secret, and that's what his deepest and darkest fear secret was, is that he knew what happened to Jessica. But he let everyone else believe that she committed suicide. And he didn't save her when he could have. And that's what Jess's story is actually portrayed in this game is that you're having your worst nightmare or your worst memories are coming back to life. And that's what Jess's story had to do with this. Because if you did, and that makes sense, I'm like, okay, I can understand that now. With the radio signals and all that making him go crazy. Even when he calls Lynn Jessica, and Jess is like, Lynn's like, who's Jessica? He's starting to go crazy. He can't, I guess, really differentiate which is what. Which one's reality and which one is just the visions.
Yeah.
Right. And apparently the light at the end is supposed to signify that he's completely gone crazy. That was his last strand of normality or whatever. He is gone crazy when he walks into that light.
Huh.
But that's another thing. The baby, Lynn says there's no baby. So, is he visioning this baby? Is the baby not there actually, and they're all just imagining this? Or is there actually a child in his arms? Like I said, Blake's also going crazy during this whole period. So you really don't know what's fact or fiction anymore because of how he's going back and forth.
Well, Red Barrow did say they wanted to try to mess with your mind, with your mentality, and like with religion and stuff. So maybe there wasn't a baby this whole time. Maybe because they wanted you to think like you did, like when you see the baby, they wanted you to believe that the baby's actually there. But then at the end, when there's no baby, then okay, so was this like one complete giant mind fuck, or what?
And that's another thing. What happened to Jane Doe? Is she going to be in the DLC? Is she going to come back to piece everything together? Or is it going to go into her viewpoint to tell her side of the story of what actually happened before they all went nuts? I mean, that's what I really think the DLC is going to lean toward. I think it's going to lean toward her side of the story. Since you don't ever see her, I think that's what's going to happen.
Let's hope that's what it is. But, Barry, after listening to Crystal talk about these theories now, does it start to make sense for you?
Like I said, a little bit makes sense. I mean, honestly, as much as I'm going to tell you right now, playing the game, I didn't get all the notes. I definitely got a lot. I definitely got a lot of them though, but I think even though I hate saying it, as much as I hate this game, I do think that Outlast 2 will be a game that maybe just on my free time that I will play again, only because I'm going to want to try to I'm going to want to try to understand it as best as I can. And I'm going to see if I can base some theories. I mean, I have a few theories, like I said, with the whole ending with Lynn and Jessica and the reincarnation and the rebirth of Jessica and the priest. But, I mean, honestly, like, I have to agree with Crystal says. The game is based on this person that is only known by as Jane Doe, but you don't see or hear anybody talk about a Jane Doe at all throughout the thing. I mean, is the Jane Doe referring to Jessica? Is the Jane Doe referring to... I mean, because that's honestly the only person that I can think of is Jane Doe would be Jessica, because she's the only one that's basically honestly dead throughout the whole game, or supposed to be dead. You know what I mean? So, is there, my theory is this whole thing an alternate reality to where Jessica, there was some tight stuff, there was some problems going on in life, but does the DLC give you more of Jessica's outlook on life? Does it give you more of what happened with Lynn and Father Knopf? Does it explain Val? Does it explain? I mean, it has to explain something, because basically all Red Barrel did was give us multiple sides of the story, and none of them pieced together. So hopefully in the DLC, it takes one character or something, and it all pieces together, and it all makes sense.
Why?
So that, honestly, when it comes to the whole theory situation, I mean, it's hard to base a theory on what they've given us already.
That's why I do hope there's going to be multiple, to maybe take on one at a time to help fill in the blank.
Well, yeah, like instead of Outlast 1 only having Whistleblower, you like make a DLC that explains Lynn's side of the story and the priests, you know what I mean? Lynn and Priest, like, take it as what really happens to Lynn throughout the time from the time you crash until the end of the game. How does she get pregnant? How does all this happen? Make a DLC for that. Make a DLC that explains Jessica and what really happened to her and how what happened to her, if it really did happen to her. Explain how that leads into Blake. With this whole thing with Val. Like do some type of side story with her. Let us understand what her character is about. And honestly, I kind of want a DLC on the character that big bulgy guy with the little guy on his back. I want a DLC about that because I didn't fully understand that character. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of DLC and a lot of side stories that you need to build into this game to get fans to want to understand this game and to want to be like, okay, hey, look, I want you to actually put all these side stories together and make it be like, okay, now after playing all these, I'm glad I bought Outlast 2. Because as of right now, to anybody that listens to this podcast and that you have played this game, I'm pretty sure after being an Outlast fan, you playing the first one, I'm pretty sure none of you liked the game. And if you did, then, like I said, I would like to, if you can comment on the podcast, I would like to know what about the game you liked, and I would like to understand, I would like for you to help me understand personally, because there was so much in this game that pushed me away. That was left unanswered, that pushed me away, like Tessa. I know Tessa's only been giving us the same response the whole game, the game is shitty. And I completely agree with her. As of right now, Red Barrel hasn't given us anything to make this a good game. So, in my opinion, if anybody that works at Red Barrel, anybody that is any of the developers for Outlast 2, you have a lot to explain for why you chose this story and why you led us to this road, down this road, because honestly, it really gets me thinking like, hey, look, I enjoyed Outlast 1 a lot. But after playing Outlast 2 and how much of a disappointment, a major disappointment, like I've played horror games, and honestly, I've never been more disappointed in a game than I am Outlast 2. I've never been more disappointed in anything than I am with Outlast 2 right now, because I was so excited to play it, and after the first one, and it gets me thinking, even if they do answer it, or they don't answer it, it questions if I even want to buy Outlast 3 when it comes out.
Which I kind of hope they don't do an Outlast 3 now. So.
Yeah, honestly, the only way that they can do an Outlast 3 is if Outlast 1 is tied into Outlast 2 at all. At all. You need to do something, but you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta explain the whole situation.
Well, yeah, let us know the time frame with Outlast 2. We need to know the time frame. Is it going on during the asylum part, or is this sometime like before or after or something? Give us
exactly what you say, Paul. Is Outlast 2? Is it before Outlast, the first Outlast? Is it after Outlast? Is it completely? Is it there's a lot to answer with this. Where the fuck does the baby come into play? It makes me think like it makes me think. And honestly, Paul and I before you end, I while we were sitting here talking, I did think about this. But you know how the Wall Rider and how he was in the bubble and how they can control him. It makes me kind of think, is Blake... Yeah, the life support. It makes me think, is Blake sort of in this bubble and he's living this weird, funky life that he thinks is real and it's just not real the whole time? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
is it like some type of alternate reality?
Like dream phase or something.
Exactly, and he thinks that it's real, and you think that it's real, but secretly he's in the bubble. He's in the bubble next to because wasn't in Outlast 1? Wasn't there somebody else that was in a bubble besides what's his name?
Billy.
Yeah, Billy. Wasn't there? Wait, when you saw Billy, wasn't there? I'm pretty sure in the beginning of Whistleblower when you saw it. and you saw Billy, I'm pretty sure in Whistleblower there was more people inside bubbles, not just Billy.
There probably
If I
was,
remember
but
right.
they were probably like failed experiments, maybe.
Yeah, and it gets me thinking, like, and does at the end when at the end of Outlast 1 when Billy when you die or when Billy or when you kill Billy and you become Billy, and then all of a sudden at the end of the game when they kill you, does it have anything to do with Billy? You know what I'm saying? Does any of this have to do with Billy at all? Is Billy's character secretly being brought back into the game, or is you know what I'm saying? Does it all tie in? That's what I'm asking, or that's what I'm trying to find out.
I don't know. This almost seems to be a completely different story than Outlast 1, so that's why I see what you're saying too, but I don't know. Like, from what I gathered about following Outlast 2 before we even knew it was coming out, but this was supposed to be like a different story. And this Outlast 2 was made because of us. And what I mean by us is the fans. Red Barrels reached out to us and asked what we wanted. What did we want more? And clearly, somebody had to have said more running, because clearly somebody didn't think, like, there wasn't enough running in the first game or something, because, yeah.
I mean, the only reason why I say I understand what you're saying where it comes to, like, they wanted to make this a whole different story. If that was the case, I honestly why would you put Murkoff, the Murkoff Corporation in the game? Because that's based off the first one. You know what I'm saying? So if they wanted a whole different game, why would you include Murkoff Corporation, which was in the first one? Like, if this is supposed to be a whole totally different game and not based on the first one, why would you put something from the first one into the second one? You know what I'm saying? Especially something as big as Murkoff Corporation. You know what I'm saying?
See, this goes back to what Chrystello was mentioning that I was saying. Like, when does this, what the fuck is the time frame of this? And then once we know the time frame, then we can start piecing together the actual pieces, I think. But till then, the only thing I can say to this is that I hope maybe they're waiting for even the last DLC. I don't fucking know. But hopefully then they'll do another 4 issues of comics to help continue the story, to maybe help us, or me even, because I've read the first 4 about what the fuck's his name, Wayland from Whistleblower.
Yeah.
I mean, I learned what happens after Whistleblower. Like, after he leaked out the information and completely destroyed Murkoff. Like, it even showed, like, what happened after that, even.
Yeah.
So, maybe they'll do something like that. I hope they do, anyway. I mean, it would be nice to get some type of closure out of this.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, pretty much like all of us will say.
I mean, it's physically impossible. Like, it's physically impossible to leave this game. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. If they ever make an Outlast 3 and they don't have DLC for this game, I'm not buying Outlast 3. I'm telling you right now. And it sucks because I really did enjoy the first one. But if you leave this story unanswered, I don't even want to play any more of your games. I don't even want to play the third one. And it's sad to say, because I'm sorry to say this, and I'm sorry for cussing on the stream, but I fucking loved Outlast 1. Like, I know I was late playing it compared to everybody else, but once I played it, I've played Outlast 1 not as many times as 3, but I've played it a lot of times on my free time. I mean, there's been times before Outlast 2 came out, I re-downloaded Outlast 1 and I was playing that, just to me. and I was replaying it, and I played the Whistleblower because it was such a great game. And I was so hyped. I was like, yo, if they do this, if they did such a great game for Outlast 1, Outlast 2 is going to be a great fucking game. And then, boom, it slaps me in the face, and it's a massive disappointment.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
it gets me thinking, if Red Barrel really leaves this story unanswered, I don't even want to, I refuse to buy Outlast 3. If Outlast 3 comes out, I will, the only way that I would even, and I don't even think that, the only way I would even understand the game is if I watch somebody do a playthrough on YouTube. I refuse to spend my money on that game at all.
Yeah, that's true. Crypto, you were gonna say something. You were saying something, I think. Trying to.
I know. I'm sorry. I keep cutting you guys off.
No, it's fine, man. It's fine. I'm trying to think here. You were mentioning something about what the hell was it? I think it was going along the line of the first Outlast, I think, or the comics or something in Crystal. Anyway, so yeah, I mean my final score though would definitely be with like what Angry Joe said, 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. Beautiful graphics, beautiful music, beautiful mood setting, but no gameplay whatsoever. You give the score for what was good. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't even give it a 6 out of 10. I'd give it a 5 out of 10 because the game's half. It's half. I mean, it has graphics and sound, but no story. So, I mean, even though the graphics were beautiful, I can't give it that extra point leading it towards a good game. It's in my opinion, it's an unfinished game. The game was not explained. They didn't do a very good job explaining the game at all in the game. So in my opinion, I give it a 5 out of 10. And, I mean, and I guess if they do DLC and we do another podcast on it, I mean, we can ask each other if we would boost the ratings of what we thought about it, but as of right now, it's going to have to be a 5 out of 10 for me. What about you, Tessa?
Go ahead and say a 10 out of 10. We'll play again.
She's gonna say 10 out of 10.
I'm gonna say 5.5 out of 10. Because I like the music, and I like the school environment, and the graphics were great, and the tongue monster was well done, so I'm gonna give it a 5.5 out of 10.
Okay.
I think it's pretty reasonable, considering it's not finished, and the story wasn't really there. Like there was way too many like what the fuck moments, and where am I going, and what's this even about? Like in the first Outlast, you knew why you were there, and you know it was a consistent story, and you were in one solid environment, like from start to finish. You know?
Yeah.
It's not like Outlast 2 where you're bounced back and forth between two different realities and you don't know where the fuck you're going. You know why you're originally there because you're looking for Jane Doe, but once you're there, it doesn't connect. Like, it doesn't follow through, in my opinion.
Yeah, so Red Barrel...
Way too many unanswered questions.
All I gotta say, too, is do not listen to the fans. Just do what you want to do. And that's it.
Because sometimes we're not always right.
Yeah.
And sometimes what we want just doesn't make sense.
Outlast...
But without us, there would be no you. You would not have...
Our money.
So...
Sure.
And... Outlast 2 is almost like a bad sequel to a movie.
Agreed.
God, it is.
So, just remember that. Well, okay, guys. I think that's pretty much, overkilling it for now, but that's alright. Anyways, yeah, I think it's time for a good wrap-up. So, Alright, guys, you just listened to our nice, long, 2 hours and 24-minute podcast about Outlast 2. The most shittiest sequel ever. No, I'm joking. Maybe it's not the shittiest ever, but, like, it is pretty
Poorly
bad.
done.
It's a disappointment. It was
It
a
is
large
definitely
disappointment.
It's poorly done,
It's
guys.
definitely bad. But then again, like what Tessa was just saying, it's not done yet. So hopefully you can redeem it, maybe. Which Crystal even said that it won't redeem the $30 spent already. But yeah, maybe it would help at least help the story. But until then, guys, I am Paul Doski, your host tonight.
I am Tessa Baker.
And Chrystello Lovebello.
And say hi, gaming.
And we all want to tell you to stay fucking
Stay
scary.
Stay scary.